Today we're talking 8.6 Blackout. We're talking a 6.5 Creedmoor case that's cut down and a 338 non-lead copper projectile that is coming out of an AR-10 DPMS platform. We're shooting now at 100 yards. Stick around to see how this BCA 8.6 Blackout performs at Mud Lake Ranch. Welcome back to Mud Lake Ranch. Today we're here with an 8.6 Blackout from Bear Creek Arsenal. This right here is the 8.6 Blackout, recently launched by Bear Creek Arsenal. It has a 1 in 3 twist rate. You're probably used to hearing things like 1 in 8, 1 in 9, 1 in 7. 1 in 3. That bullet's coming out of there fast. We're talking 500,000 rotations per minute. Yeah, it's 500,000. And how does that compare to something like a 5.56? It's actually at least double what you would get out of a 5.56 NATO cartridge. We'll get in here and we'll see if we can actually see the rifling of this barrel in just a moment. 8.6 Blackout, originally developed by QLLC. 8.6 is a, whoa, almost lost that one. 8.6 is a cartridge that is derived from the 6.5 Creedmoor. It is necked down, shortened cartridge, and the bullet is a 338. So we're talking like 338 Lapua, 338 Lapua cartridge or bullet, screaming out of a 1 in 3 twist 16-inch barrel we got here. Originally it's developed with the intention of having this suppressed. 8.6 Blackout, we covered the cartridge. You'll see here this magazine is permanently affixed to this gun because we're in a state that requires that you can't drop the magazine. So reloading is a giant pain in the butt. Clearing malfunctions, giant pain in the butt. Basically makes the gun extremely unsafe at the I don't know, expense of allowing or making the government feel a little bit better about themselves. The gun laws in some states are absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way. The gun is clear, the gun is safe, safety is on, and just wanted to clear up why there's actually still a magazine in here. So we've covered the barrel, we've covered the bullet, the 8.6 Blackout. Yes, originally intended to be suppressed. We're not running it suppressed and probably won't ever do that here. I was able to shoot 8.6 Blackout at GunCon 2022, and I'm not sure of the launch date of the 8.6 Blackout, but I'm pretty sure that I got the opportunity to run that bolt gun from Facts and Firearms not long after it was launched and possibly before it was launched. So GunCon, check that event out if you ever have an opportunity to attend it. I highly recommend that you do. All right, today's mission is going to be to put this gun on paper. I haven't shot it at a target yet, and actually the first short that I ran, I didn't even have an optic on it, but now we do. We're running a Holosun. I believe this is the AEMS, which I did a review on recently. I'll leave a link to that in the pinned comment in the description below. Up front, we got a Olight flashlight. I did a review of this flashlight recently, and I did mount it on this upper for that review. The handguard is a standard handguard that Bear Creek Arsenal uses on all of their rifles, and the muzzle device is the same design as all their other rifles, slightly larger. That's my microphone. So if my voice changes in and out a little bit, that's because I'm moving my mic further away from my face. Oh, the trigger. The trigger, this is a really awesome trigger. This is a CMC trigger. These folks are out of Texas, Christian company. Love communicating with these folks. They'll tell you to have a blessed day, and I appreciate that. So 3.5 pound, I believe this trigger is from CMC. It is a drop-in trigger. Fantastic feel to it. I've only pulled this trigger 3 times. Once in a function test or twice in a function test, and we fired 2 rounds for the short that I filmed. What else do you want to know about this thing? It's a DPMS Pattern Lowers. So this 8.6 Blackout is an AR-10 or AR-308 style upper receiver. Comes complete, ships to almost every state right to your door. You do have to have a lower or obtain a lower in that DPMS pattern to operate the gun. DPMS is, I don't know, not completely obsolete, but sort of like just the actual brand. Difficult to find some stuff. I did find actual DPMS branded lower. Parts kits a little harder for that specific brand, but Aero Precision is a patterned after DPMS. So I did use a Bear Creek 308 upper, not this one, but another one on an Aero Precision. There's a little bit of weird overlap where I don't remember if the lower was wider than the upper or the upper was wider than the lower, but they will work with Aero. They're just slightly out of line as far as like the widths, but it does work, it does function, did shoot, no problems, just looks stupid. Speaking of looking stupid, these pivot pins and takedown pins are a little bit too, this should be flat, it's not, but I can't find these DPMS pivot pins. It does work, they come out a little hard, but it functions, so we're going to give it a whirl, get this thing on paper, see if it's accurate, see if it holds accuracy, and then we're going to hopefully get to use this thing for something cool like hunting. This fall, hopefully I drop something with an 8.6 Blackout. That would be freaking awesome. But what else we got going on here? Oh, yes. If you wanted to get into 8.6 Blackout, this is absolutely the least expensive way to get into this ridiculously expensive cartridge. Only 2 manufacturers of this ammo currently. You have Fort Scott Munitions, which is in my hand right here, and Gorilla Ammunition, which is also another, I would say, smaller but boutique style ammunition company. So that's the only 2. That's the only 2 I can find anywhere. Maybe 1 or 2 others, but that's all it's on one of my favorite websites to search for ammunition. But yeah, standard 308 upper. So extremely inexpensive if you have an AR-10 already in DPMS platform. All you have to do is get an upper, and Bear Creek Arsenals are extremely affordable compared to others on the market. I am an affiliate of Bear Creek Arsenal, so if you go to mudlakeranch.com, click on deals, and there you will find links to Bear Creek Arsenal, and I will earn a commission possibly off your purchase from that link. Other way you can get into this is just simply swapping your barrel on an existing 308 upper. So if you have a 308 AR-10, 308 AR-308, you can just swap out your barrel, but obtaining barrels might actually cost more than the upper complete with bolt carrier from Bear Creek, because they're going to be more expensive brands. Faxon, I think Faxon might be the only major one right now that's out producing and selling 8.6. There are some others, I don't know. Let's head out to the range. We're going to put this thing on a target. We're going to see if it groups first. We'll do a redneck bore sight, and then we'll see if I can get this thing dialed in. This is tumble on impact ammo. I'd be better served firing this thing at some ballistic gel or something to show you that, which I could, but I don't want to get into melting that back down just for this video. Yeah, so we're heading out to the range now. Gonna put this on paper, see how it shoots, and see how it cycles. I did have one weird thing on the 2 rounds I shot for the short that, like, hopefully you've seen. On first ejection, no problem. It ejected. Second one, pulled it out of the chamber, but it did not send it out of the ejection port. It did not send it out of the ejection port. The shell case just kind of bobbled around in there and had to dump it out. So hopefully nothing's broke. Hopefully my extractors are intact, and we'll go shoot this thing right now. All right, so with this setup here, I should be able to have as little manipulation of the gun as possible. I'm able to rest the grip on the table. I'm able to see the 30-yard target that I have set up. The front mount here is holding the gun, and the threads are against the table, so there'll be less movement there, because I forgot my shooting bag at the house and I don't want to go get it. One thing with the takedown pins being stubborn, I have the AR takedown tool. I got this from those folks at an event. It's a pretty slick device. I've never used it. Typically I have a tool or a hammer or something, or the pins come out on their own. So this thing acts like a hammer, brass on each end. This pin's a pain in the butt, so all you do is stretch the spring and it acts like a hammer, and that punched that through, or I could not push it by hand, and then this narrower end fits in the hole to get guided the rest of the way. And the reason I'm doing this, one, I have to open the gun to load it because it's a fixed mag, and two, I don't have any other, this is a convenient tool to bring with me, and I didn't have anything else to smash that out with. I also have it on hand in case I have to open it up for any kind of malfunction, a stuck case or something. A lot more significant than you're going to find in your standard rifles. Nice clean bore. We didn't show you the takedown process to load this gun because YouTube doesn't really like that stuff, but there's other videos on Rumble where you can see how to use these things. Never imagined in a million years I'd be talking about the AR takedown tool because I really don't like their marketing. It's kind of vulgar. But the tool itself is actually very handy in situations like this. The CMC trigger that I put into this gun is 100% self-contained, positive trigger reset, ultra crisp, glass smooth break, minimal lock time, super easy to install. It was just these two screws on both sides, and it's considered a compact or a combat trigger, 3.5 pound pull, and it's made for AR-15s or AR-10s, 100% satisfaction guaranteed, match grade trigger in a Bear Creek Arsenal gun. So this trigger probably costs similar to the amount of the upper itself, and the Holosun probably costs similar to the upper itself, and the Ole Odin is about maybe half, a third of the cost of the upper. So you can get into 8.6 very inexpensively with this upper. So let's get this thing situated. Alright, so when I had it apart, I did a little bit of the redneck bore sighting. Very difficult to do if you don't have bags. You need to keep the upper stationary. You have to have the lower detached. Look through the barrel, look through your optics separately without moving the barrel to see where you're at. I positioned the barrel where I had it close to my man target down here, which is a white target from Infinity Targets, Infinite Defense, and then went to my optic, saw that I was close, went back down, looked through the barrel, and I hadn't moved a significant amount. I was still sort of in the right spot. So I'm going to fire a couple rounds, maybe one, maybe two, at the Infinite Defense target, which I have at 30, and then I'm going to take a 50-yard couple shots. Probably I'm going to definitely take a couple at that to see if there's any kind of patterning, to determine if I have to make any further adjustments to the sight before I attempt a 100-yard shot. And why am I not out taking my, in the field doing my 100-yard shot? It's nearly 80 degrees, and I wanted to sight in at least the basics in the shade. So 8.6 Blackout, we talked about the caliber, we talked about the brands that actually make the ammunition, the brands that actually make the gun, and the fact that this is the only affordable entry level way to get into 8.6 is through Bear Creek Arsenal. My eye pro is from Heatwave. My hearing protection is from Otis, the ear shield brand. These are gel cups, electronic professional. These are great for all day wear, very comfortable, fit over glass as well, and protect your hearing. All right, make sure you pay attention so you can tell me everything I did wrong. But hey, I'm doing this for you. Wasting my ammo for ya. Safety is still on. I have not put one in the chamber yet. There. Is this out all the way? People don't like when I charge with that hand, but when you're sitting, it's awkward to charge with this hand, so give me a break. Ooh, fuck. Jeez, did that even pick one up? Next time I'll do that standing up. So you got one in the chamber, safety's on. I'm going to fire one at a time. And oh yeah, so this ammo is courtesy of True Shot. True Shot ammo is what's feeding the 8.6 Blackout today. Thank you to True Shot for sending along a couple boxes so we can get this video done. the Fort Scott Munitions 8.6 Blackout. What are we shooting here? This is match grade ammo. It is 285 grain. It is 100% lead free. You're going to hear that a lot on this channel lately. It is a hunting round. It is a tumble on impact hunting round. Solid copper. Has multiple patents, superior performance. Okay, it is subsonic. That's what I was looking for. This is a subsonic round, so little less crack to it, even out of this not suppressed firearm. All right, she's ready to rock. Right there, puts the center ass. I'm gonna shoot 2 at this just to see if I get any kind of. Alright, now we're gonna do safe on. It's bright out there, sunny. I had to turn up the optics slightly because the red dot wasn't visible. Even though we're on safe, I'm gonna turn the firearm to not be facing where I'm walking. I am confused because usually this target, if I shoot like 9mm, it will like blast off the stuff. But I think these 2 dots right here are my impacts. Barely even visible. That huge pointed structure must have hit there and sent right through. I am really hoping, because there's no other holes or new markings on that target. All right, I was shooting at about here, and they patterned well. I mean, they're within 1/4 of an inch at 50 yards, so I got to go up a lot. Like, phew. Further than that. So I figured that out quick. Major adjustment, and then take a couple more shots. Sorry I didn't get those shots in film. My phone said it was, the memory was. So I got to go up a lot. Oh shit, this still has ammo. We're unsafe. The adjustments on this, the tool comes in the box. I left the box back at the house, but let's see if I might just be able to grab a coin out of the truck. Looks like it's dime width. Appears 1/4's too wide. Oh yeah, this is made to do this, I'm telling you. I don't know if that'll be enough. I did 20 clicks, so we'll pay attention to that. And I have to go to the right. Yeah, somebody out there done the math already. It wasn't me. So, great tool for adjusting your Hollison. Should you not have the wrench with you, is the rim of an 8.6 Blackout case. Okay. Let's give it another 1 round to see where this one lands. Yeah, you want to see the patterning, but you're not the one that's gonna have to pay $50 a box for this shit. Oh, and when I talked about the ammo price of $250 a round, that's not expensive. This stuff was going for near $4 or $5 a round when it came out, and the fact that there's only 2 manufacturers out there and they're keeping the ammo price as low as this is, they could be gouging the heck out of us. So thank you to Fort Scott, thank you to Guerrilla Arms. They're not in this video. But the fact that they're not charging $5+ a round when they have no competition in this caliber is awesome. Whew, okay. Oh, we are empty. All right, safety on, empty. I'll go check on that 1 shot we just did. Give us an idea if I need to change anything. I was right holding on the center this time so I can get a better idea. Yes, I should be using a standard grid target with 1-inch increments or half-inch increments so that I can get a better reading on this, but I don't have any down here and I didn't want to go to the house. So once I figure this out, I will, when we get out to 100, I will use an actual standard target and not a man target. But this is to get us as close as possible before we start trying to get a little further. 8.6 is not meant to be shot at incredibly long distances. It's a close range gun. Subsonic is preferred and usually suppressed. So combat rifle, not a sniper rifle. It's a heavy bullet. Get my tool out again. I had to load this again too, darn it. I come up significantly, about half the way with the 20 clicks I did. Yikes. I went the wrong direction on the left to right. Okay, and we gotta go up. That might be too high, but I believe I'm going to be really in the ballpark. I got to take it apart again to load it. So, yeah, New York, thanks a lot. All right, we're loaded back up. We're on the 50-yard target. AR takedown tool to the rescue on disassembly for reloading. Because of the fixed magazine, we have 2, 4, 6, 7 rounds left for this test. To get her on 0. Happy so far with the groupings. If you're curious about recoil, there's almost none. So large cartridge, heavy bullet. I'm assuming they pack a lot of powder in there, but negligible. Barely feel any recoil at all, so very manageable recoil. Did we have a malfunction? We did. Fudge ripple. Alright, what do we got here? Looks like it picked up 2, or looks like it didn't let go of the case, so I spoke too soon. This one here didn't get picked up and dropped off at the right place. It stayed in the gun. And this one here tried to get it right into the chamber while this one was still in the gun. So gonna clear this mess up and then try again. That cleared pretty easily. I locked back the bolt. I smacked on that shell case with that AR tool. The other one luckily wasn't jammed in there too crooked and it fell right out. This one looks like it's a little too far forward in the mag. I'm gonna try to push that back a little bit and then we're gonna fire those last 3 rounds. It did mar up. Marred up that bullet a bit on the case, the copper, and the brass. So I might run that one if I get desperate, but that bullet will probably be my display bullet at the house. And it did fold up the edge of this 8.6 black brass. Okay. Oh, I never did see how that hit, so I shot one. I should probably go see how it hit. Alright, we're off by 2 inches each direction. I'm going to make a slight adjustment. Alright, I don't know if I went enough up or not. Shoot. I'll go one more. Alright, this one I'm going to fire 3 rounds, or whatever's left here. I think it's 3 because I shot one. One got screwed up. One's chambered. There should be 2 in the mag after that. Alright, let's go put this trigger to work. Uh-oh. Light primer strike, maybe. All right, we had a light primer strike on that one. I think it'll pick it up. Put her out safe. We're going to give it another chance. All right. We fired 3 shots, all at bullseye, all at what I think are my final adjustments. We've had 1 feeding issue. I think it was more of an ejection issue that caused the double feed. Or not double feed, it was a already fired round with a live round trying to go in at the same time because it didn't come off the bolt. And we had 1 light primer strike. Not sure if it worked great the next time. It was a visible light primer strike though. We are on safe. All right, that was 50 yards. This was a shot I made the adjustment off of. I went 8 clicks left, 8 clicks up. I did 1 extra click up, which is probably why I'm off a hair. But I mean, seriously, the red dot, even when it's as small as it is covering this whole space. So this is the grouping. It is, this is within an inch at 50. This one just a little off, but man, we're tight. I think we're ready to try it out at 100. I'm not sure if I'm to the left, but seriously, that's awesome. All right, let's go shoot it. All right, we're out at the 100-yard range now. My biggest surprise so far is how small the target is at 100 yards using this red dot. I would be greatly aided by a magnifier, and I have a magnifier red dot setup that I might swap onto this thing after this test is done. Or perhaps I'll try a magnifier with this Holosun to see if they line up or whatever. But for now, looking through this, the targets, I have 4 optics planets, like 6-inch round circle targets out there dancing in the wind, so that'll screw up my accuracy just a little bit. But they're small. They're super small. The red dot is almost not visible. I'm going to pump it up 1 little click, but it's going to cover up a lot of the target at this distance. So I'm going to shoot 2 at each of the 4 targets, hoping to get some kind of group on each one. This is what I would consider beyond the capability of this for accuracy, for this Holosun for accuracy. For a man-sized target, which would be the combination of all 4 targets, yeah, I could hit between all 4 of them, no problem. But hitting a 1-inch group at this distance with this thing, it's going to be a challenge. Let's see what we can do. Top left. Top left. Top right. Top right. Had another double feed issue. See if we can back this thing out and save the day here. Back the safety on. Lock the bolt open. Live rounds out. The round that got jacked up's out. I'm just going to slide her in. Drop the bolt. We're on the upper right target. We're going to give it another shot. I pulled my head a little bit on that one. All right. You want to waste all the ammo? That's a long ways to walk. 100 yards back and forth is 200 yards. It's hot out. I'm going to snap the gun back open, and we will knock the pin all the way out. Well, maybe we won't be shooting all 4. At least the detent's still there. Yeah, freaking sheared that right off. Yeah, I don't have the tool to take this off. If I could push that down with a flat screwdriver or something, maybe this will. Gone! Do you think I could find that in the grass? The detent just took a fling, but I had an idea where it landed. So, you can go take a look at those targets. My AR takedown tool blasted the freaking rear takedown pin completely out of the gun, and actually, hopefully you can see that, actually took a chunk out of there. So use it sparingly. But we got all 4 shots off. This is a long walk. No, it's not. It's only 100 yards, but we're going to flip you around here so you can see the target. Yep, we're coming up on him finally. We're at like 30 now. That's not good at all. 1, 2. Yeah, we're going to have to put a higher power magnification on that thing, or I'm going to have to shoot at 50 yards. I felt like the second 2 I was holding right on, like dead nuts. This one I wasn't so comfortable with. All right, nobody's going to like this, but I moved the target closer, back to 50. I temporarily fixed the rear pivot pin issue. The detent is somewhere on the lawn here, so I got to get that repaired. I'll take the hand grip off and put a new spring detent and new rear pivot pin in. I didn't like this one anyway, but at 100 I couldn't hit anything with this because the optic's just not magnified enough, and I can't really get precision with this out there, and I may need glasses, who knows. So now we have 4 rounds in this gun. We're on safe. We're at 50. Get a couple shots here, finish this thing off. We'll check the pivot pin each time to make sure she ain't coming out, and then we'll give you our final thoughts on the 8.6 Blackout. Oh, got a little different look here because we're a lot closer. I can actually see the targets now. Oh, and we lost one of the microphones. So if somebody happens to be walking through my field and finds one, that'd be cool. If you get any weird audio, like a snake or a frog talking to you out there in the field, let me know where that you might have heard that. That's it. That's the box. At 50, we were close. So we're gonna go see how we are now, and we'll come right back here and we'll give you the final thoughts on the Bear Creek Arsenal 8.6 Blackout Upper. All right, at 50 yards, these two, they're within a 1 MOA, or I guess it'd be a 2 MOA at 100, but at 50, they're almost touching. I need some adjustment. The other side, they are also to the left by almost the same amount, and they're about 1.5 inches apart, so they would be like not even close to anything. But it is windy. This target actually blew over while I was shooting, so you can expect to have some variation where the target's not fixed in position. It's flopping around on its base, so you're going to get some definite fluctuation there, left, right, up, down, everything. So we're going to get a better optic on it, and we're going to shoot this thing at normal distances with a magnified optic at some point in the future. So stick around, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss. Look at how much that's moving, so you can see exactly how this thing holds groups in the future. Final thoughts on the 8.6 Blackout by Bear Creek Arsenal. I couldn't be happier to have in my possession an 8.6 Blackout, so I might not be the right guy to be talking about this thing, but yes, I dreamt about getting an 8.6 as soon as I got to shoot one at GunCon. So, ow! So I'm super stoked to be able to shoot this, and thank you to True Shot for the ammunition to make this thing happen. The lower issue is no fault of BCA's. minus maybe the fitment between DPMS and their upper, because these rear pivot pins, pivot and takedown pin, are a little snug, a little tight. They're too tight. Some of you gunsmiths might chime in, should I file those out a little bit, or maybe ream them with a little teeny drill, just a drill that's the right size to make sure they slide in and out properly. I think that would still be a decent fit, as long as the if I use the right size drill to make this thing exactly right. Overall appearance on their upper is exactly the same as all of their uppers. They're literally identical. I wish they would do something different with the muzzle device, which you heard me say before. I like that they have the pick rail up front that's like a separate pick rail from the rear, recognizing that you can use the MLOK slots all the way around it. Geez, they're at every position. They're at noon, they're at 1, they're at 1, 3, 6, 4, 6, 9, 10, and noon. They're all the way around the thing. And so you got the little teeny pick rail up front, pick rail where you need it over the top of your upper receiver. Trying to sort of discourage people from, coming across the bridge here and mounting their optic on both sides, which I've done, and I have a video coming out on that as well, to see if the Bear Creek Arsenal 223 shoots accurately being mounted over the top of the bridge. It has to be for that one, unless I put a cantilever on it. So I'm going to put a cantilever on as well, to see, first of all, if that will hold a 0 or hold accuracy. I'm getting off in a rabbit hole, but anyway, look for that sometime. It functioned well outside of a few minor, if it were in combat it wouldn't be minor, but a couple of feeding issues, a couple of ejection issues. But to give them a slight break on that, there's been 0 break-in period. We've shot exactly 20 rounds through this firearm. I had one issue on the second bullet that I shot where it didn't eject. I had an issue on probably the 6th or 7th where it didn't eject the shell, and it tried to put the next round in before the shell casing got out, and that happened again one more time. That could be a product of, or just an issue with the speed of the bolt or the extraction issues, or it could be because I have a magazine that's permanently fixed here and it doesn't have much give to it. It just is, it is what it is, and that's what you get because you're in a restricted state. But yes, practicality score, is it practical? 100% no. 8.6 is a not practical round. It is a specialized round. It is a limited availability. It's not as expensive as I thought it would be. It's a limited availability. It's nowhere near as expensive as it could be or even should be, so I'm happy that it's where it's at in price, because I'm running some other stuff that's in the $4 or $5 range right now. That's 50 Beowulf and 458 SOCOM, which will be coming up here soon. So I'm happy with where the 8.6 is, considering the scarcity of the ammo and the price of the ammo. I'm glad it's available. So practicality, the caliber's not a practical caliber currently, probably never will be, and the price, that is practical. That's what's going to give it a little higher score. The price in this thing is low. It's like $500 or less. This optic right here is $400, so that gives you an idea of what you're talking about when it comes to these things. And other AR-10s and AR pistols that are chambered, AR-10 pistols that are chambered in 8.6 Blackout are going to be in the thousands plus range. Bolt actions will be in the 25-ish plus range, maybe $5,000. I saw some that were really up there, depending on what type of precision they're looking for, and they're really not, in my opinion, and I think I'm right, meant to shoot out at long ranges, because I don't even have one for example anymore, but you're sending this gigantic bullet. Like, it's literally, I think the lead is as long as the case, or it's not lead, the copper, the not lead ammo is as long as the case. So practicality score, I'm going to give it a 4. I mean, the upper itself is attainable now because of BCA. The lower, because it works with Aero and DPMS and other DPMS footprint lowers, which I don't know how many there are, but because it fits that pattern, and Aero is very readily available, and you can swap it out onto something like that, and it's the same bolt face as your 308, I believe, or 6.5, which is the same as 308. So 6.5, 308, and 8.6 Blackout, interchangeable bolts, interchangeable uppers, or interchangeable lowers, and you can just swap a barrel. So practicality, that pushes the score up a bit. The ammo and the caliber are what going to make it not practical, and the fact that it's not meant to shoot long range and it's gigantic. Short range hunter, smacking pigs. Maybe this ammo will become more available soon. I'll bump it up a little bit to a 6.1. I've never gotten that granular, but yeah, it has all the stuff, the normal stuff, same as every BCA Bear Creek Arsenal upper that's on the market. So you get that familiarity, which is good. Practicality, accuracy, so far not there, but I feel like I can get better accuracy at closer range, and we've only ran 20 rounds, so that's really not fair. But I feel like you've seen on this channel guns that I've pulled out, never even shot, and had one MOA group within 4 shots. So I'm going to give this accuracy wise a poor score. I'm going to go with, I think 3.5 is generous right now until I get some more time behind the trigger on this thing. The trigger, which wasn't part of the package and I added it separately, is awesome. So that should be helping me with accuracy, and it really didn't. We did okay at the short range in the shade. Now we're in the sun. I probably shouldn't even be recording this in the sun because it's hot and I get sunburned. Practicality, accuracy, and coolness factor. You know what? Because I own the 8.6 now, people are going to be knocking down my door wanting to shoot the 8.6, and it is definitely improved my overall coolness. And probably one of the reasons you're watching this channel and are smashing the subscribe button is because Jared at Mud Lake Ranch owns an 8.6 Blackout. Yeah, coolness factor is probably the highest because of this caliber. So the upper itself is not cool. It's boring as hell. It's the same thing that they always run at BCA, which is consistent and keeps the thing affordable. It's cool because it's affordable, and it's cool because it's 8.6 Blackout, and I gotta knock a couple points off because it is my friends at BCA. Despite the fact that I love them, they don't have the coolest of the cool. They're pretty cool for keeping stuff affordable, but sometimes they get a bad rap. But thank you, BCA, for bringing out a gun in 8.6 Blackout, an upper in 8.6 Blackout. They do have guns too, but this was just the upper in 8.6 Blackout for the people, man. For the people who aren't going to spend $5,000 on a rifle setup to shoot a caliber that they can't even find in their local gun shop. Thank you for watching this episode of Mud Lake Ranch. I hope you found it useful, helpful, or interesting, and if you did, hit that thumbs up and subscribe.